Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon, good day, hello everyone, hello. I'm speaking from this live studio of mine, and we are actually having a wonderful tournament today. The Russian team of diplomats against team from Mozambique. This is the only country in Africa which speaks Portuguese. And my name is Mikhail Strovskian. I'm currently champion of Togo, candidate master, and I'm here to show you this wonderful tournament. What number of players do we have? Extremely big. We got Mozambique team. Let me count first before I go to see the games. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 best players for each side and 20 best players for Team Russia Diplomats. And as we can see, we got the highest rated player from the Russian team and the second player, Vimigio, from Team Mozambique. That means that the games will be pretty equal. The number of players is absolutely even as far as I'm concerned. There might be more. There is actually 69 players all the way here, but I would say that the major event certainly goes between the 20 best players, and we will start with Alexei Yarlikov. Alexei Yarlikov, gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the best players in the Russian team. And what we see now, we see this position is being downloaded right now. I'm sure it's going to be downloaded correctly. We see that Duaskaras seems like he's doing the berserk. Yes or no? No, he's not doing the berserk. Let's see what he has done. Alex Yarlikov is playing black. This is a normal tournament here, normal strategy, normal opening. And I would say that black has a very solid position, although white created actually no weaknesses as well. This is c1 now pushing. Alexei did a great job pushing away the bishop to b1. Now he's kind of creating this triangle structure here, and I would say that yes, white's a little bit better because they actually eliminated that firm center in the center, and they are trying to push now black and are opening the lines. What's so serious about the position, I can tell you, ladies and gentlemen, is the bad position of this bishop on d7. I apologize today. I'm not in a very good health condition, I would say, about my throat, but I'm still in a good mental position, so I can still play chess and comment on the game. So I would like you to pardon me. Anyway, I hope you can understand. In a small pause that will follow quite soon, I'll take some pills, and I do hope to feel better. While I'm actually trying to feel better, what Alexei Yarlikov is doing here, this wonderful move f5. I would rather say I have to move the board, vice versa. Let me turn the board. If I can find that turning of the board. Where is this turning of the board? There used to be a special thing to turn the board, and I can't see this little icon anymore. I want to turn the board. Actually, let me see that. If I can actually do this. No, no, that's not good. That's not good. Let's go back. Oh, here it is. I saw it right now. That's incredible. I didn't see this icon. I want to see this game for black, not for white. Why I want to do this? Because I'm sure that Alexei Yarlikov here, I just admire him so much. He was playing in a match against Togo, this very diplomatic team. They were playing just a month ago, on the 7th of June, actually 3 weeks ago, they were playing against my team. I was playing against Alexei. That means I lost 2 games to him. You know, it's the only person I lost to. That's why he's kind of my mascot man, whatever. He's kind of a person that I really admire him play, and he's doing great job today, playing against the strongest Mozambique player, Duas Caras, the strongest Mozambique player. What is impressive is that there seems to be, I forgot, those who are stronger than others and they have more points, they are going in front. That means that he hasn't scored his single game yet. Seems like 2300 is the best rating Mozambique team can offer. Now what's special here? Look at that. That's just unbelievable what Black is doing. They're trying their best, absolutely best. They got an extra pawn, and what I must admit, that's a fork. Holy cow, that's a fork. Guys, we are actually witnessing something special in here. We're witnessing Alexei Yarlikov currently winning the whole game. The only thing he has to care about is his time. I would say it seems like Duas Caras plays a Berserk mode. Why am I thinking about that? Because Duas Caras has a red line instead of green line. So what Duas Caras did, he thought that he would win the game anyway. Now he's not winning the game because Alexei Yarlikov, he's doing just a great job over here. I say this is simply incredible what he's doing. Look at that bishop on c4. That is awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just unbelievable what Black does. Black is doing great. I would say Black is simply doing great job. Whoa. Why did he do this? This f4 pawn. Why on earth is he doing this? He's not losing anyway, even here. Seems like White does not know that when they got a positional or a material disadvantage, they don't need to trade pieces. Incredible move. That's just incredible. That is incredible, guys. White has two bishops and they're doing so. No, he's going to be mated. What on earth is going on? Alexei, you just ruined my heart. But let's be honest, two bishops against a bishop and a rook is not always bad. I mean, I feel so pity for Alexei for his loss against this Duas Caras. I'm sure if we look the game would be in Black's favor. Now Mozambique team is already leading. I'm just wiping my eyes, guys. This is incredible what's going on here. I wish I could play for Alexei. We got Duas Caras, El Negro with 1928. Okay, that rating is actually possible. And Adversario 1956. They're all doing Berserk mode. Guys, this is unbelievable. They're like not afraid of anything. Where are Russian diplomats here? Vlad, come on. Let's see what Vlad is doing against some weak Mozambique player. Now let's see. He is actually leading in this game for sure with an extra knight. If somebody tells me that an extra knight does not win, I will be ready to do anything to that ugly person. Now, you never tell me that an extra knight isn't winning. And then pass pawn. Just push e2. Just push e2 and promote. It's white. Just push e2. That's e2 and it's winning. Oh no. He's winning a queen. Come on, take the queen. Oh gosh, now he knows what to do. That's incredible, guys. At least we got Vlad. I'm sure that his name is Vladimir. Otherwise, what for to call yourself Vlad? I'm sure that Black will win. Certainly, Russian diplomats need to win. Good gracious, that's a victory for the Russian diplomatic team. Let's see. 31 against 18. I want to join the diplomats, but I can't. because I'm an honest person and I can't join the game and play for the Russian diplomats, because I'm simply not a diplomat. I was playing for Togo, but now I can't. And Vlad with 4 points is doing great. Ladies and gentlemen, I will just take some pills to sound better, and I'll come back to tell you the place I'm making this live commenting, and you write in your comments where am I commenting that, because if you guess, I will personally send you a prize for that. It's not Russia and it's not Mozambique. You guess where am I now. I give you a minute while I'm taking the medicine, and we will continue our commenting, because the Russians are rushing, sorry for that wordplay, the Russians are rushing to get grip over the Mozambique team. Stay online and I will come back in just a few seconds. Here am I. I've taken some pills and I want to see the line night. I'm going to see the games of Vlad, because I'm now supporting that gentleman from the Russian diplomats team. He's chosen Berserk. Such a responsibility, guys. To choose a Berserk, even with 5 minutes on the clock, is to decline your time in 2. And that's not joking. That is a responsibility which very few people can take, because you don't have half of your time, and not only that, you don't have an increment. And that's very important, because you have nothing to add to your time. You will only have 2.5 minutes. That's all. That's period, guys. I choose Berserk myself when I'm playing a person who is something like 300 or 400 points lower than me. Now, Vlad here, he has a difference of nearly 700 points. He is for sure to win the game. And I do support. Oh, that's a funny bishop. Look at that, gentlemen. Funny bishop. He has simply won a rook. This is incredible, guys. Vlad, he's so cool. He has simply won a rook. He didn't win it physically, but he won it on the board. As a matter of fact, because the black rook in A8 simply cannot move. Wow, he's doing great. Oh, that is incredible what white is doing here. Berserk is just the right thing he chose. What a man. What a man, ladies and gentlemen. He's just dominating the whole board. Nothing can save him now. Look at this. Another rook. Oh gosh, he's taking c7 pawn. This is an early mate. This is an early mate, ladies and gentlemen. Incredible play from the Russian diplomat. That is just awesome, people. You know, I just love when people play this way. Bishop on a6, that's just a miracle, bishop. People, they're just showing, oh, now he's sacrificing. Good gracious, what black is doing. The reason is, guys, he just can't do anything else. He has to sacrifice because he wants his knight to live. But this is impossible, because the knight will never get to b4, because there is a knight on d5. He's sacrificing everything. Look at that. Now he's just had 2 extra pieces, and this is just winning the game, because white is just better. Good lord. Vlad, my favorite player of the day today, unless he starts to lose. Unless he starts to lose, but he does not start to lose, guys, because he is just good. Let's get back. The Russians are doing great. They're just rushing to win. Vlad has 9 points. What about, look at that, Berna Bezoma. He has only 5 points. The reason for Mozambique to win the match so far is that they've got plenty of people with 4 points. Look at that, plenty of people with 4 points. And all those people have won 2 games in a row. The thing which we need to know is that after 2 wins in a row, you get 3 points for the next win instead of 2. And if you continue winning, every game will add up 3 points instead of 2 for you. So that means that if you win many games in a row, you will get more points than your opponents do. I'm going to watch another game by Ilvad. Guys, I'm commenting now, and if you think that I'm supporting somebody, I'm not supporting somebody. I'm just supporting those who need to win, because the Mozambique team is doing very well without my support. So I will still have a glance on what is Mr. Bernabekizoma. I can't even read his name. Buralur. What is Buralur doing here on the board? Buralur is a Russian diplomat, and he's playing against Berserk. Wow. He is doing against Berserk. We will turn the board and see what the Russian diplomat is doing now. Buralur 2025. Seems like he has recently joined Lichess, otherwise this 2025 would seem nothing. Well, the situation is a little tricky for white here, because this queen here, standing in front of the isolated pawn, is not at all good, and now speaking, not at all good for white, not for black, because this queen is a blocking piece. You know, the best blocking piece is certainly knight. When I was a young person, my coach told me what is a blocking piece, and I said it might be a horse. He said, you're right, but it's called a knight. So the blocking piece would be even better than knight on d5. But even without the knight, why is the queen good? Because it's hard for white to attack the queen. And as soon as white moves the knight, black will try to find the sacrifice and then try to mate g2. Mate on g2. Now black is pushing forward. Is it losing? Why is white taking? Because white can't use. Whoa, guys. This is a blunder. I can't watch it. People, why are you breaking my heart all the time? Mating, you're getting the same mate all the time. What is wrong with you people? This is incredible. Why are the blunders so evident to be made? Call me a doctor, people. I can't stand it anymore. Call me an ambulance or something. Give me some pills. I am already not very healthy today. Why are you ruining my heart? People. 47 against 71. What's going on here? Ilvlad is playing. I'm gonna watch Ilvlad now. You people are trying to make me sad. And Ilvlad is doing great because he's winning the game again. This is how you should play, people. Not like the recent player did. Look at that position. This position is awesome. This is simply awesome. I would play e6. I would play e6 here. This is also possible, but e6 is a very good move, because if it takes, rook takes, and then you start creating problems here. Now where does this white go? I would play d6. I would play d6, not d7. What is d7 doing here? Where would he put the... Now he can't do it. b7. Okay, d7 is good. Okay, I can understand that. Also tolerable. Not the best option, I would say. Yeah, now he's chasing the queen this way. Funny. Okay, I wouldn't say trading pieces is good here. Obviously he has no time. He does Berserk. That's the reason. He's doing Berserk right now. And Berserk is not good. I would still take the queen. Yeah, taking the queen is still an option. Then put the rook, then play g3. Okay, he does that. Also possible. Good move. Yeah, this pawn is blocking everything. I would still play f6, rook f6. Yes, he does it. This man is doing what I'm telling him to do. Great. Now this pawn is weak. The idea behind all this is this. This is the major idea, and you can't chase that rook from f6. Wonderful. Yeah, that's what he does. This is my man. Rook f3. Why does he do this? That's a blunder. I wouldn't say trading pieces is good here. What will he do after rook f8? No, he does not do this. That's interesting. Yeah, that's a move. Wonderful. Yeah, that's a move. Well done. Good move. Very good move. Now he has to protect this. Yeah, white should make a draw. I would say that perhaps white should have played the other way. The strategy behind this is perhaps going with the king. Yeah. Look at me. Look at me. I'm doing the same as I would. He's doing the same thing as I would do. This is incredible. This is just awesome. This is awesome, people. This is just awesome. So good. I mean, why not? Now yeah, that's what he does. And to land the king on here and to grab that pawn. Okay, this is what he does, people. That's incredible. I mean, that's just good. Yeah. White's winning. White's winning here. White should be winning. Now that's not a big deal. Take the pawn. Yeah, take the pawn. And then the king takes this. Yeah, white's winning here. Whites just simply need more time. That's the only thing I'm active today because, guys, I really want Vlad to show a wonderful play. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Guys, he's just doing great. This is just great. Yeah. And put the rook over here. Not to e3 is also possible, but to f3, that would actually win the game at once. Yeah, that's good. That's very good. Yeah, 2 pawns marching. He just got 13 seconds. Nobody cares because white's winning. White's winning here. Should win. I would put the rook here. This is also possible. 7 seconds to go. Please win. Please win the game. Go here. Go here. Just win the game. Yeah, that's possible. 5 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. Should win. Go here to f6. Well done. 3 seconds, guys. Don't miss this chance. Oh, what is he doing? What is he doing, people? Is he losing on time? Gosh. Check. Oh no, people, this is incredible. People, I'm just without any thought now. Oh, this is tragic. This is ruining my heart. This is just a tragedy. This is unexpectedly bad. Why is that so bad? Oh, people, this is so bad. I can't watch it anymore. What's going on here? 55 against 112. Team Mozambique is leading, and the advantage is becoming more and more visible. No, this, I can't stand it anymore. The team Mozambique has gathered a team of players way stronger than the team of diplomats, and they are showing us what? They're showing us what? That professionals from the national team are able to play against the diplomats? Is that what they want to tell us about? I have nothing to say, guys. This is not what we amateurs and what we people who love chess want to see. That advantage of 117 against 55. What is this about? Why is this so, I would rather say harsh. I would rather say harsh for us. Vlad is doing Berserk again. The problem is that he's now doing it against 1916, Leviandro. I would say, yeah, put in the bishop on e6 would be a good idea. He can't take the pawn because b3 will follow, and the bishop is unfortunately lost. But I would say that black is okay here. I would put the rook here. Yeah, I would put the rook here. Oh, the other one, no problem. That is possible. Yeah, I would still take the pawn with this h7, g6. Well done. I'm good as Vlad. I'm good as Vlad. Why not? Where would he play? Vlad is doing Berserk on purpose. because he wants his team to win. No matter what the difference is, what the level of players is, each person has to think about winning the game, winning the match, helping his friends to win, mobilizing others, inspiring people, because otherwise it's not a team. In that case, it's not a team. It's something that people don't call a team. And here, diplomats are showing such a huge ability to fight. That's how actually people should behave. Fighting is the only way to show we're not yet dead. And I would say that fighting here is something that you need to give your opponent and tell him virtually, I'm not losing, I'm still fighting. That's what people need to show the other. That's how sport is made, people. That is how you make sport. I mean, sometimes people are stronger than others, and that's a natural thing. But when a person stops to play within an hour to go, and we all spectators say, perhaps he should think about his psychological issues before starting the next match. Because psychology is so important these days, you know. Sometimes weak players win strong players just because weak players are more motivated. Strong players are really motivated, especially when they play against somebody who is way weaker than them. And the ability to keep on motivating others is a very, very strong ability, especially in the team, where four unhappy people are trying to do something, but they are unable to. That's how the team should be. I really hope that the Russian diplomats would show what they can in here. I would say I hope. Unfortunately, white is doing better. I have nothing to say. Yeah. Black is lost. Not only because of the position, but because of simply time trouble, and because white is winning a rook. Yeah. Perhaps Vlad should stop berserking. Perhaps he should start doing normal chess, because he has lost 2 points against not very strong players, and now 142 against 62. It's, I would say, a moment of no return. I would say I remember Apollo 13 movie, and I remember that moment when the satellite is going down with them, and there is a moment when there is a radio silence mode, and 3 minutes have to pass, and the speaker says that 5 minutes have passed and we have no signal from Apollo, claiming that people are dead. And at this very moment he sees a parachute, and the Apollo 13 crew says, Apollo 13, welcome back to Earth. I mean, we are already with you. And everybody starts shouting. That's a moment from the film. I think it was Steven Spielberg who did the scenario. I have a certain feeling of that. I would say this. I have a certain, connection in my mind, because it is a matter of mathematical certainty that Team Mozambique is winning the match. There is still 59 minutes to go. We all know that. But I do hope that the Russian diplomats would do their best to do something. Yeah, I rarely have a moment when it's hard to find words. But as a commentator, I feel like I'm with the Russian diplomats, guys. I feel like I am actually playing for them, virtually mentally in my mind, and I'm asking myself, what would I do? And my answer is certainly I would fight. I'd fight back. I would fight back. Let's see, Il Vlad. Sorry for that, some emotional pause. Emotional pause is what human beings have to admit when something sad happens, and certainly the situation in the match is a little bit sad. But this gentleman is certainly stronger than our Il Vlad, and Il Vlad is out of 2100 now. He's doing like 2094. I still think that the position that white possesses is not as bad as one can think. The bishop on f8, e7 would not be very, very nice to speak about. I would make like queen c3. That would be my option. d3 is also possible, but what would he do after? Oh, he's developing pieces. f3 now should be working, but that f2, f3 weak pawn is nothing of a very nice thing to speak about. Unfortunately, as a chess player, I clearly understand. The bishop here is strong. I don't have any comments about that issue. The only reason is, for me not being very happy, is that if black castles kingside that bishop, what would he be doing there? If it's threatened by the rook, then he has to go back to e3, and there is an issue of this bishop. That was my story. I would never say d3, c4. I would directly play c3. Now perhaps taking the a6 pawn is still an option. That's what Il Vlad does. And the problem is that although the a6 pawn is lost, now there is a very good entry here on the a side. Sorry, gentlemen. On the a side. And there is a big question of how to save the king. It's certainly good that there is a path c1, d2, somewhere e2. But all this structure here is so unsteady, discoordinated, and I would say that yes, black is better because there is no move h6. There's just a bishop on f6, and all those pawns, they're hanging hanging everywhere. And h2, f2, e4. I would say that those pawns remind me of something isolated like islands. We call them in Russia, we call them small islands. There isn't any official term for that, but small island is something that is a very good image of those pawns. A very good image, because those pawns, they're like surrounded by waters everywhere, on the ocean waters. Imagine that. You can't run away, and that pawn is so easy to grab. Actually, I would say, I know chess players would disagree, but I would say, in my opinion, there are not two isolated islands, there are three. Now he has created two, because now white is forcing to start trading the pawns. I would still go for f5. I would go for f5. I don't care about now. I mean, they need that G line. The G line should be played. I would go f5. He's got 3 minutes to do. Perhaps he's thinking about this as well. f5 should be played. Now he could still play f5 himself. It's a very important question to speak about, because chess is a matter of time. If you don't make it the right time, your opponent will do it. And you lost the moment. Okie doke, let's continue analyzing the game. Yes, the thing I've told you is becoming a reality, and that reality is disappointing. Because he has to make 3 or 2 moves, and White's king is trapped. This is a mistake. Now, this is a serious mistake, actually. The only thing, well, now he'll play c3 to grab the king onto c2. Nothing special. I understand now. He made a zigzag. He made a zigzag move to grab that diagonal, a1, h8. Perhaps it's too slow. Perhaps that is simply too slow for the white player. I give a credit to the white player. He's doing extremely well. What white is doing in this game is called severe resistance. I call it severe resistance. We're celebrating the 80th anniversary of the great victory over the Nazi Germany this year. And I've recently seen a movie dedicated to the way the Russians protected their motherland. I mean, this is just unbelievable how they did that. This absolute resistance they showed during all the battles. That is how human beings actually behave when they protect something that is so precious to them. That's how White is fighting right now. Like, people at war. I know that the comparison of that is a little bit strange, but that's how White is doing at this very moment. They are fighting to their death. Fighting to their death means that they will pay any cost to win. And that is something you need to think about when you are facing an opponent who is deliberately playing for the win. And White here, they're showing extremely hard resistance, and I would say now the black lost everything they had before. Everything. They had an advantage, and now they got what? This passive position. How would we call that? How would we call that passive position? I call it nonsense. If White is able to carry on attacking black, I would say that White can hope for the best. h4, h5 would be okay as well. I think this would be working fairly well. Or they might, h4. He knows he knows what I'm telling him. Believe me, he's not watching my commentary right now because he's playing somewhere where I can't find him. But that's activity. What is he activating right now? No. Black has activated their queen, and White has a problem here. Why has he let him activate the queen? Oh, people. Again, don't ruin my heart, people. I'm a sick old person. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me, people? That's, yes, rook e3 is okay. What he's going to do here, he's going to press and press. Now, this is another pair of shoes. White's winning again. Wonderful. White's winning again. That's wonderful. That's absolutely wonderful. I'm so glad White is doing great here. f4, certainly. Yeah, f4 is good. f4 is fine here. That's just wonderful. I would say that White is okay here. I'm just going to perhaps watch it silently, because sometimes you have to watch the game silently. In a silent mode, sometimes you have nothing to say. You see that White's doing so great. I'm so eager to see White providing black with a resistance one can only think about. This is wonderful. This is joyish now. This is joyish. Black will not win the game, and this rating difference of 24-9 against 20-94, the figures are the same, but the difference is huge. The numbers 2-0-4-9, but the way the numbers are placed is a little bit different. Yeah. Yeah. That is good. That is good. Okay. White has the only problem that White has are 39 seconds against 2 minutes 32 seconds on the clock of the Mozambique master. Yeah, I would say that C3. Yeah. Okay, you trade pieces, guys. Yeah, I would say D6 is good. Yes, good. Wonderful. White starts to win. Oh, good. B3. Yeah, with an increment. I forgot that White's not berserking black. Yeah, why not? King B2. Yeah, Rook D6. Why not? Everything's good. Everything's good. B6. Good. This is what we can only think about. He missed the mate. Gosh. Oh no, he didn't miss the mate. It was a check. Sorry, my fault, guys. I'm trying to help. Yeah, I'm trying to help. C3. Yeah, possible. Yeah, possible. Yeah, why not? King A3. Wonderful. Yeah, wonderful. That is wonderful what White's doing. Yeah. Very good. White showing resistance. White showing wonderful resistance. That is what one can only hope about. B7, yeah, that's winning. That is winning. Now, yeah, everything's fine here. Everything's so fine here. Why not? Yeah, see, another pawn going there. Yeah, wonderful. Wonderful. That's just what White should do. Yeah. All the moves are forced. All the moves are forced. And Black cannot stab H2. Good. White's won. White's won. Good. Now the difference is what is going... people. I can't even say a word. The Mozambique team is way in front of the Russian diplomats. Why have the guys from Mozambique did this thing? To me, that is yeah, I've got some trouble. I've got some trouble here. 103. Yeah. Why not? 251 against 103. What to say about this? What to say about this? Nothing. Yeah, nothing. No comments. Assis 12 has started to play. Yeah, Assis 12 has started to play. Let's see his games. He's playing against Guinyo 008. Let's see what Assis is doing against Guinyo 008. Yeah. Their first game. And I would say that, yeah, 97 would be good. Yeah, 97, what I've just told you. Assis is 1896, Green is 2021. Why not? Why not? Yeah, it's reasonable, I would say. It's reasonable. I would say that the only comment here is that the white center is better than the black side path. I think c4 would be an option, at least to make a blockade. This is their first game, I'd like to say, repeatedly first game. Yeah, rook c8 is also a possible option. And now knight c5. Perhaps rook c5 would also work. Knight c5 would be better. Yeah, instead of, pinning the queen with that. Not the best option ever. And I would say putting the knight on e4 is possible. Of course, perhaps queen b6 would also work. Queen b6 would also work. Yeah, why not? King, knight e4. A possible matter. Not the best one. Yeah, b4. Why not? Also possible to chase away the knight. I would still trade the knight here. Now trading is good. Trading the knight here. Rook takes. And perhaps e6 would be okay. And then block the pawn on e3 with a knight on e4. Just not let push the pawn. I would put here, not let push the pawn, and block the bishop there in c1 forever. What troubles me is the difference between the sides. The difference between the sides. Yes. Sometimes it's hard to comment, not because of the health situation, but because of, I would say, the lack of intrigue, the lack of that sporting aspect which is hard to feel, or hard to see, or hard to measure, but so nice to feel on the board, so nice to understand it exists. And here I see no intrigue, no excitement, because the Mozambique team has chosen to offer the Russians a pack of players who are too strong, and that is disappointing. I think bishop would take d4. Bishop d4. At least creating some chaos on the board. Yes, good. Good. Why not? Why not? Trading the queen here would be a good option, and then perhaps going with the knight on c5 to grab the knight, to grab the pawn. I don't know. Perhaps this would be possible. Perhaps this would be possible. Why not? Yeah, that's what he thinks about. And in that case, yeah, everything works fine. You cannot take this pawn on a5. That would be a fork. Yeah, pretty decent. Pretty decent for aces. Ace is doing great. Ace is doing great. This fork is inevitable right now. And I'm glad for that. You know, because sometimes you need to believe in people. And when you believe in people, that sometimes show miraculous things. Certainly knight takes b3, no doubt. Rook takes, rook b1. Rook b1 doesn't help. Rook b1 doesn't help. Yeah, black's winning the game. I do hope that Aces 12 will end with 1900 or even more for that tournament. Today, rook takes, seems like white's losing. At least an extra knight, or even more. Yeah, take. And the passed pawn is gone there. The passed pawn will be a passed pawn, and nothing will stop the passed pawn from becoming the passed pawn. Yes, two passed pawns, and a knight. That's wonderful. I can only hope that every next game of Aces 12 would be as good as this one. As good as this one. Black's winning, and I will quit you for 2 more minutes because everyone should have a little rest, even the commentators who are commenting that wonderful match. See you soon. I don't know whether the connection is good. Good. The connection is good, guys. I'm commenting from the place where the internet connection is not very good. And the place is called China. I'm in China right now, gentlemen. And I'm on a business trip. But as a commentator, I need to be ready to comment from any place in the world. So, I'm commenting a match between the Russians and the Mozambique team from China. Isn't that miraculous, guys? Isn't that a miracle? That we can unite the whole entire world with our connection cables and provide you with an interesting commentary in any languages you want. From any place in the world. This is modern technology. What the Russians also need is technology to win. Aces has won all his games. That's incredible. He's doing great. Where is Aces, by the way? He's only won 21 points. The Mozambique team has more players with lots of more points, actually. He's on place number 5. Let's see Aces. I want to see the games. At least till the end of this tournament. Aces are doing great. Oh, well, Negro has chosen the Berserk. That's a bad choice for him. I'm sure that White will be able to win this game as well. Say Bishop b5. Still way better than nothing. d4 is also possible. Now the time is working for White. Not for Black, for White. For White, only because White will have a time advantage, and this time advantage is a very, very important thing. A very important thing. The center is under White's control, and White can hope for the best. And White can hope for the best. Good. What I see on the board is good. It gives me hope that White will be able to fight till the very end. Black has decided to sacrifice a bishop. Is it working? Yes, it might be working. And here especially, so there's no need to take the bishop. To take the bishop is bad. Because the white king will be mated. I think the best reason here is to play d3. I would myself, if I was white, I would play d3. In that case, the bishop will be able to be taken. So far, so good. So far, so good. Yeah. Now d3 should be played, I think. Now the pawn is d4 is now hanging. Perhaps bishop e3 would go first. You have to move fast here. Otherwise you risk to be losing against a player who has pressed berserk. Is not the strongest player actually. With 1923, this is not the strongest ever player. So yeah, perhaps e3 would work, or directly push e4, open up the king until it's not castled. Yeah, e5 is also an option to open the things up, to make life happier. Why not? Want to see the game simply without any words to say? Queenside castle. Now e5 is a blunder already. Doesn't seem to be a very good thing. Yeah, e4 works. Yeah. Perhaps bishop d2, something like queen e1, threatening the pawn in a5, sorry. Perhaps this works. Perhaps this works. Wow, covering this f4 square was a suicidal move, really, by white. Now the black colored white bishop is not very active, although okay, they decided to take the bishop. What for? Why to trade the knight for the bishop? Oh, because they see that they're winning. What? They're winning. Yeah, aces here seems to be losing because of that position, which is a little bit rotten. And you can't even play bishop c3 when the knight is here, because then the queen on e2 will be taken with a check, and the queen will run away from f6. He is trying to sacrifice the quality. Why not? Might work, might not. Perhaps he would take the bishop. I would take the bishop and knight here at c6. If you said A, now you have to say B. I would say that this is a good option. At least, yeah. White says a rook down, quality down, whatever. Not the best thing to say. Queen b2 will follow. No, queen b2 will not follow. Queen b2 will not follow. What will follow will be, I think, g f3. This is also possible, why not? And he's keeping his time pressure. White's keeping his time pressure, actually. That is a possible strategy in such games. The possible strategy referring to the fact that whatever I do, you'll lose on time. That can happen. That can happen from time to time. I can understand that. Yeah. Black is trying furiously to create resistance. The only thing that b4 will be okay here. Yeah, this is also okay. The only thing that white is sure to win on time. Black has no increment to make, while white has a 3 seconds increment. And Although now it's easier to play for black. I can also assume that. Queen D, I think Queen D3 would be okay. That is also possible. Why not? Why not? Yeah, this move is good. Okay, white's won a rook. Good job. Yeah. Aces has won its another game. Yeah. So good. Yeah, so good. First grabs all the pawns. He wants to win for sure without creating any stalemate things. Good. Very good. 172 against 367. What on earth is going on in this house? What on earth? Let's see aces again. Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 wins and no draw and no loss. Okay. Berserk mode. Berserk mode, ladies and gentlemen. And that is interesting to see again. I'll simply relax. I'm a little bit unwell today. Not a flu, but still hard to speak, hard to move. It's even hard to think about the loss that white can actually bear playing against Team Mozambique today. It's not easy to bear a loss, especially when your opponent was way harder than you, way stronger than you thought. But it's always a problem of such situations. A loss is a loss. Nobody likes to do it. Nobody likes to feel like, yes, I lost. And I think the diplomats will have a talk after the match, asking themselves what was wrong. I think they would. And here, I think that Rook F1 would be a good option. Yes, that's what they think. Yeah, that's true. Okay, I think Queen E2 will do it. Look at this, I know the moves before. And I would say that Knight C3. Oh no, I can't play Knight C3. C3. This is also possible. Knight C3 in that case. And after Bishop B4, I would play Rook D1. At least something worth discussing of. But the development is needed. Okay, what on earth is he doing? Strange. Okay, I think this will do nicely. Sometimes I can't find words for commenting. Simply I can't. I can move my chair, I can move my body, but that doesn't help the white team to win the match against such strong players. Unfortunately, I've never been to Mozambique. The one reason for that is they don't speak French and they don't speak English. And without any official language, it's hard for you to come to any country. In Mozambique, they speak Portuguese. I've recently grabbed a few documents in Portuguese. The language doesn't seem to be a very difficult one, but still it's a language, and there are plenty of people who speak it. In Latin America, in Mozambique, and in Portugal. So one day I might learn it, or at least learn some Spanish. Okay, let's get back to our game. Black is developing severely better than white. the white house, the white's king is uncastled. It's a nightmare thing. I remember myself not castling at the Olympiad, and the sequences which showed up were awful. Were absolutely awful. Yeah, nothing to write home about. Knight e5, good. Winning your pawn. Winning your pawn. And black will not have 2 extra pawns, they will only have 1. Not a bad start. Yes. That is true. Good move. A good move. Yeah, the knight returns back. He grabbed the pawn, he returned back. Well, what to say about the game? I still hope that aces will win it. Although with 1 extra pawn that black has, it's hard for aces to win. The Berserk mode might give him some chance. The only problem is that black has no weaknesses here. And yes, black will win the game here. Too much trouble for white. Oh, there is a move. So nice. I think h3 will be played. Yeah, I know the moves. I know the moves. Now rook c1. Believe me, rook c1. This is quite a move. Good for everyone. Good for everyone. A nice move. Oh, what? Oh, there is a discovered attack. So nice. That is nice. Oh, they're threatening you. They're threatening. Okay, they're threatening a fork. Why? Oh, no. There is a move. Look, there is a move. This e4. Oh, that's an incredible move. e4. No, e4 you can't move because the pawn will take the knight on g5, and you cannot take this one with a pawn. It's been pinned. But white finds another way out. So nice. Now black has to assume that their combination here did not work. So nice. And it's hard to protect the pawn. Yes. And I would say that moving the knight to f3 would be the best option, in my opinion. 53 seconds to go for black. Yes, f3. Look at that. I predicted all the moves. King f2. The only good move. An only good move. I think I'll make a pause right now and just finish the game listening to the move sounds. I'm not giving you my comments. It's already nearly 11 p.m. in China. There is a big time lag. Unfortunately, white didn't see the fork. White didn't see the fork. Incredibly sad about white. They could have won the game. Aces could have won the game unless he wins on time. But it's hard to imagine that. Knight f5 with a threat on d6. Knight f5 is a good move. Not only protecting, not only attacking, but also protecting. But also protecting. Let's see what we can do. No words. I have no words. Black is evaluating. Yes, c5 good, blocking all the pawns. Yes. I would say that perhaps the rook would be okay here. Also possible, why not? Why not? Look at that. The rook is very active here. The only thing they need to carry, but yes, that's a double. Now here, and something like this, yeah. Knight f7. And we will see that white will not be able to promote their pawns quickly. Whoa! Whoa, check. That is unbelievable. Well, putting the knight on c8 gives you enough power to fix the pawns. Only 9 seconds to go. Perhaps this is not the best choice, but still. Yeah. 16. Say that. This. Yeah. Okay. A sacrifice the rook. Come on, don't. Oh, you take the rook. Why were you silent about that? 9 seconds to go. Come on, take the. No, it's way harder than that. What is the white? Oh, they lost the knight. Come on. No. Come on, make the move. Good. White has won. Good. So nice. So glad about it. No. With 219 advantage. 13, 19. I'm not going to watch it anymore. You guys need to know that Team Mozambique won the match, but aces gives an impression of a real leader in the game, a real leader in the match, and the only thing we need to watch is his games. He's now currently fourth. He is now currently fourth. Okay, this Rui Lopez. What an unexpected surprise in here. The Rui Lopez. Brilliant defense. D3 is an unusual move, really. Bishop G5. Seems like I'll take. And then Bishop H3 also possible. I think Bishop G5 would be a good option. Oh, I'm disappointed, guys. Really disappointed. With 15 minutes to go, I'm still ready to say it's game over, guys. I don't want to watch it. Sometimes you are pessimistic about the result, especially when the sides are not even. I will open up a little secret. I will reveal a secret. We asked the opponent to make the sides rather more equal, but perhaps there was some misleading things, and the team from Mozambique decided to show what they can do during the match. I don't know. We have to ask them afterwards. You're in the match, it's hard to understand why you did that or this. Yes. I'll make another pause. I'll drink some water and get back to you in a minute. Hard to watch, hard to struggle, hard to live this way. Okay, guys. Final 13 minutes. I'll get back to see Aces winning something here. Look at that. Look at that. Aces is trying to win as hard as he can. And he's going to show a very good game. He hasn't lost. He hasn't even drawn a game. His performance is absolutely splendid. His performance is absolutely splendid. Look at him. He's doing great. Excuse me, guys. I know this gentleman. This is Veniamin Yarkin. This is Veniamin Yarkin. He works in Thailand. And he's doing great job here. Excuse me, I just didn't realize what's going on. He's showing us great job here. Whoa, incredible. This is just incredible. Oh, he's doing great. He's winning the game actually here. Yeah, wonderful. That is simply very good. Congratulations to him. Black pieces are dominating the whole board. This is just very good. Oh, that's a blunder by white. Of course, Queen G3 works fine. Queen G3 works fine, guys. Why not? Queen G3, then whatever, lots of things. Bishop H3. Forking everything with everything. What? Whoa. Oh, he wants to make a fork. Well done. Why not? Possible. Very possible. Here I would go back with it. Yeah, wonderful. To go back with the bishop is something that just grab the pawn, whatever, check. You can do lots of things here. Nobody cares. Everything is winning. Yeah, everything is winning here. Why not? I'm not against that. I would take the pawn. Also possible. Why not? Yeah. Knight. Whoa. Oh, that's incredible. Oh, that's an incredible move. Whoa. That is just wonderful. Look at that. He has to resign now. Come on. Rook G2, mate. Queen G2, mate. Why are you waiting? What? Oh, he made a mate in 2. He could have done that in 1. Oh, look at him. Aces is showing an extremely... That is an unbelievable. That is unbelievable rating performance. That is an unbelievable rating performance. Okay, guys, this is unbelievable. He's on place 2. He's rating 200. 2466. That is awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Oh, Aces is leading his whole team. 33 points. He's just second because the leader of the tournament, Nelinho NCA, is leading Team Mozambique. There are 8 minutes to go, and Team Mozambique is leading 224 points. I can't believe that. That the players from Mozambique have shown such an ability to play, such a talent to play, and their advantage is absolutely unbelievable. That's splendid. That is splendid. But what Aces has just done, 10 games and 9 points. And the 10th game is not yet over. We're going to watch it now. Oh, somebody has started to do berserk against him. Oh, no way. No way. He will obviously win that. Stop pretending you're doing some funny stuff, guys. That's not funny. That's so sad about it. So sad. Yeah, he takes... I think this one works. Yeah, that one works. And then... F6 pawn. G7, F6, well done. Good job. And... rook in here. Whatever. And C6. And then grab the pawn. I wish I could do this. Nobody would agree. I'm just waiting for the end of this game. It strikes my heart. It makes my life so hard to see such a break between the two teams, such a difference, such an inequality, or even two different worlds, two different planets. One moves quickly, one moves slowly. Yeah, I'd prefer to watch silently and not fall asleep, because the time difference in China is very big compared to Moscow. The number is 5 hours. And although in Moscow it's just a matter of 6 p.m., 6:30 p.m., in China it's already in early 11:30. And a little bit stressed by heat and working issues, and a little bit sleepy. That's okay. As an experienced person, I can tolerate that. What I cannot tolerate is that the knight can jump here and here. And that double pawn now does not protect the f5 square with the g square, with a g pawn. Yeah. Sometimes you have to admit you lost. But you lost to a very strong player. You lost to a very strong team. Come on, take. Take and don't ask questions. No, you can't take. No, you can't take because of the queen a4. Yeah. I would still put the rook in here. I would still do it. Yeah, this is also possible. Why not? 4 minutes. 4 minutes. Certainly Mozambique won. Mozambique won. Am I displeased? I'm discouraged. Not displeased. Yeah, being a discouraged person sometimes drives you mad. But whatever, it's just sport, it's chess. No one should be unhappy. No one should be unhappy. Rook takes. Yeah. And yeah. I would put the knight on d3. Oh, that is also possible. That is also possible. Put the rook in here and try to win the game. Yeah, 4 minutes to go. Everything should be activated. The number of pawns is even. Yeah, the number of rooks is even now, and even the lines are actually fixed. Why did he do? Oh, because he wants to take the rook. He wants to take f7 with the rook. Quite a matter of fact. Quite a matter of fact. Yeah. He's not afraid of anything. Aces today. Well done. Very, very well done. Okay. King goes to b8. Yeah. And there are no more checks. Fortunately for black. Well, taking the pawn with your pawn has never been a drastic problem here. Pawn takes, pawn takes. And I would try to put the another conducting rook. Now the only reason I'm afraid that black might lose on time. Let's see. There is a good move. Knight d6. A very good move. Also possible. Why not? Time is running very quickly, and black seems to be already in time trouble with a berserker. Yeah, going back. Threatening the pawn on c4. What is this nickname? The Great Algitov. Funny. Very, very funny. Yeah, good move. 53 seconds to go, guys. What's going on? 486 against 276. That is a painful day. A painful day. Although Aces is doing great job. Gonna go back to the game. He might win on time. Yes. He might win on time, guys. I'm so happy for this gentleman because he deserves that win. Yes, he deserves that win. So nice. I think Aces did an unexpectedly great job winning 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 games out of 10. So good. Yes, the tournament is now over. I have nothing to comment, guys. You see the results on your screen. 486 against 284. 202 difference. I'd like to thank everyone for their participation. The Moscow Region Chess Federation that helped to organize this tournament. The Diplomats Club, the Chess Club of the Russian Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and the Mozambique Chess Federation. I hope that next time the Russians will be better. Everyone needs extra preparation, but I do hope that we will see a better match in the future. See you soon, guys, and don't forget to play chess.